A Chicago athlete is in big trouble tonight, held on assault charges in Israel. She is Deanna Jackson, a forward for the Chicago Sky basketball team here. Brides planning a wedding are searching for dream ceremonies and at the same time making wishes come true for women with breast cancer. The son of a doctor is not giving up his fight to make sure the man accused of killing his father is brought to justice. The effort requires international negotiations. A family downstate hopes to share some life-saving lessons in the aftermath of the death of their daughter. Caitlin McKenzie was only 12 years old when she died. Now, we got a note here, and one of the people that is in the building was telling us that there is a patent attorney on that floor. We alluded to the firm Wood, Phillips, Katz, Clark, and Mortimer. They are apparently the occupants of 3890, and they have quite a worldwide business here, patent, copyright, trade secrets, and such. In 7th grade, Sarah Shelander realized she's gay. She didn't tell until last year. She's now a senior.
I always had to be in hiding. I was living two lives, one in school, one in outside of school with all my other friends.
Coming out made her feel free. It also made her a target.
I've had things written on my locker, things on my car. I've things thrown at me.
It's time to make a change. It's time to make a change.
Gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgendered, and straight teens rallied against discrimination at the Thompson Center.
It's time!
They shouted out for people like Sarah, who stays silent for so long. Teens used to come out around age 19, now at 16.
That puts the coming out process directly in the schools, whether schools are ready for it or not.
High school is already a sensitive time. Kids are learning about who they are and about sexuality. What happens here can make the difference. Videos of girl fights are all over the internet. In this generation, girl power can be a punch-out, even a vicious mob attack. We want to know, what's behind the rage? This is always an electric weekend here in Selma, Alabama, because what happened here had such an impact on the history of civil rights in this country. Well, today, you don't have to say the word electric to personify what happened in their speeches. It is the perfect setting for a political duel here. We are continuing our coverage right now, a campus shooting at Northern Illinois University. The gunman is confirmed dead. 18 more people are injured. Meantime, we're going to talk to a couple of these students who were in that room when the shooting took place. And so was he just randomly shooting in the air or into the crowd?
He was aiming. He was aiming.
The NBA draft is next week. The players are younger than ever. The league and critics acknowledge that trend is dangerous. Now, the focus has been on trading a college degree for the pros. Now, a generation is encouraged to skip a high school diploma. Tonight, the winners and losers when kids play hoops too soon. The heroes of the court today are fresh out of PE class. Already at 20, LeBron James is considered perhaps the best in the game.
It wasn't hard for me. It was just the transition, the speed of the game.
This year, a dozen 12th graders jumped into the early draft. Last year, a record 8 players made the pros right out of high school. But what about school as an option? There's concern that players are recruited way too young. Now, the reality is sports is still a way out of poverty. But then again, so is education. The NBA is pushing to ban players from entering the league until age 20, so they mature. But is there a mixed message when NBA scouts are right there with college recruiters and shoe companies at high school exhibition games?
Years ago, they wouldn't have been at my game. They went to my game for about 35 years. Tracy, Kevin, and Kobe started the high school thing. Those 3 kids turned the world around.
Now, the age limit is a major factor in the contract negotiations between the NBA and the union for the players, and it could force a lockout after the finals. Well, why should we care? Well, basically because our kids want to be just like the stars. It's kind of sad that it's almost over for the color in your garden. Well, now we have some tips on how to keep the color going and keep the squirrels away. This one is from Jane in Schaumburg. You pull out your annuals and then put your spring bulbs nice and deep. Then you take your fall plantings and put them right on top. That keeps away those pesky squirrels, and it also keeps the color going. And that's what's growing in the garden. If you live in a city or maybe a condo in the suburbs, most likely your outdoor space is a deck. Well, today, we're going to talk about 4 things you have to make your deck sexy. Some bugs out there give bugs a bad name. The destructive little visitors to your garden who never leave and try to eat every petal and stalk around. Well, you can fight back and get rid of the pests that beat down and munch the trees and flowers when you're trying to grow your garden.